Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. We are continuing with our look at the Torah portion. We are going to be looking at Vayakal. Vayakal. This week's Torah portion is Vayakal, which is Exodus 35, verse 1, all the way up to Exodus 38, verse 20. We are going to look at, well, first of all, let's just talk about real quick. Vayakal is, and he assembled, and Moses gathered. If we look at Exodus chapter 35 and verse 1, where it says, and Moses assembled, that's where the title comes from, Vayakal, which is, and he is Moses, and he assembled, and he gathered. That word there, kahal, means to convoke. It means to call an assembly, right? And so Moshe was to assemble the people so that they could build the tabernacle, that they were able to build a place for the Most High to be able to dwell. And so when we look through, we talked about a little bit of the first half of the Torah portion as it started. Start off talking about the Shabbat, and then it went on to all of the contributions for the tabernacle. The Most High gave Moses all of the instructions for getting all the things together. It talks about the people that he chose to build it. If we go over to chapter 36, it talks about the called out ones, Bezalel and Aholiab, who were basically the foreman for building the tabernacle. They was going to come together and gather all the things. It talks about in 36 them putting together all of the loops and the curtains and the boards and the sockets and the bars, all of the things that was necessary to begin. And I want to go to 37. Let's go to 37 and read the first 9 verses there.
And Bezalel made the ark of acacia wood, 2.5 cubits long, and 1.5 cubits wide, and 1.5 cubits high. And he overlaid it with clean gold inside and outside, and made the molding of gold all around it. And he cast 4 rings of gold for it, and its 4 feet, 2 rings on its one side and 2 rings on its other side. And he made poles of acacia wood and overlaid them with gold. He put the poles into the rings at the sides of the ark to lift the ark. He made a lid of atonement of clean gold, 2.5 cubits long and 1.5 cubits wide. And he made 2 cherubim of beaten gold. He made them from 2 ends of the lid of atonement. 1 cherub at one end on this side, and the other cherub at the other end on that side. He made the cherubim from the lid of atonement from the two ends, and the cherubim spread out their wings above and covered the lid of atonement with their wings, and their faces toward each other. The faces of the cherubim were turned toward the lid of atonement.
Okay, very good. So we see over here that, again, in the previous chapters, we heard all that the Most High was given from, all of that Moshe was given from the Most High, all the instructions to build the tabernacle. Here is where Moses is calling the people and they're actually making it. It's interesting that just as the instructions were given, so is the building of it built from the inside out. It starts with the Ark, the Covenant, and the mercy seat, the place where the Most High said that He was going to cause for His Spirit to dwell and rest on this mercy seat. And then as it goes on from the tabernacle and the mercy seat, it goes outwards. Talks about the table, showbread, right? Talks about the menorah and the altar of incense, right? It works its way out from the inside out. And in the following chapter, makes it out of the holy place into the outer court, where you have the laver and the brazen altar. And then all the way at the end, it gets to the walls, right, of the actual borders of the tabernacle, the outer court. And so when we look at this place that the Most High had instructed for the people to build, for the Most High to be able to dwell within them, again, it was from the inside out, right? And I think that's important when we think about, because, when you think about the whole process, He brought Israel out of Egypt. He took them out to the wilderness. He took them out to the foot of this mountain. He, he brought together this covenant and had the people verbally sign the agreement. And once that happened, He, the Most High, he wants to set up this place for Himself to dwell with His now covenant people. So when we think about, what we experience as we come out from Egypt, as we come out from among the world and under the clutches of Pharaoh. It's, the process is the same. The first thing that needs to be dealt with is what's on the inside. We're cleansed from the inside out. We're cleansed from the place where the Most High dwells outward, right? And so the Most High comes and dwells on the inside of us and causes us to be this set apart people. And then, as that happens, now we begin to set up, the things that are from us, starting with, us on the outside. We start doing things. We have a different behavior. We start to once we begin to change ourselves, the actual tabernacle place where the Most High dwells, and then we keep on going. It starts to talk about the things that are outside of the tabernacle, the people, the nation, and so on and so forth. And so when we look at the way that the tabernacle being built is set up, it kind of points us in the direction of what it seems like this whole thing is meant to be for us anyway, which is pointing us towards what it is that the Master Yeshua does on the inside of us, and causing us to not only be this place where the Most High will dwell, but for us to actually be this holy, set apart nation that is a beacon of light for the world. As Israel was. I would imagine if it's nighttime and they're in the wilderness, if you're somewhere far off, you saw this, you saw the same thing that Israel saw. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe, what if just Israel was able to see the fire? I don't know. That's another story. All right. Just something real quick. Does anybody have any thoughts about?
We want to talk also about how it's from the perspective of Yah that the tabernacle is described.
Right, from where he is out.
Instead of looking like how we would look at it.
Yeah, and an outsider, you see the wall of the outer court first. Which I guess when you think about it like that, as someone who walks as a follower of Messiah, one who has the Ruach HaKodesh dwelling on the inside, when someone from the outside is looking at you, they just see the outer court. Well, they see the fence of the outer court. They don't really know what's behind the fence, or what's behind the door that gets into the holy place, or what's behind the veil that gets into the most holy place. Yeah, so right, when you think about it like that, he's giving it to you from the perspective of the Most High, which is from where he is working out. Yeah. All right, so I guess in a nutshell, when we think about this Torah portion via call, the idea really is to come together and build a place for the Most High to dwell. And when you think about our mission in life is that, right? We are really to come together and build a place for the Most High to dwell, right? Whether we're talking about on an individual basis or on a collective basis, right? We are about expanding the kingdom of the Most High. This is our vision, our mission, right? To come together and build by a call. All right. So there's much more that could be said about each one of those chapters. You can refer to the links in the descriptions where I talk about each and every one of those chapters.